Good morning. Author Rafferty speaking on behalf of the Author Rafferty Foundation. My father, Author Joseph Rafferty, was savagely murdered on the 8th of September 1974 by the British government and a loyalist paramilitary group calling themselves the RUC PSNI Special Branch, aka B Specials. Now, I'm getting tired now of fighting for my rights and the human rights of my murdered, unarmed father. It took me all of 45 years to learn that there are no human rights in this corrupt part of Ireland, run by the corrupt British state, and aided and abetted by that corrupt RUC PSNI. No matter how honest you are, the more you are denied your human rights by those corrupt RUC PSNI Special Branch, the corrupt court services, the legal system, the social services, the corrupt PPS office run by the RUC PSNI, the corrupt politicians, and those corrupt doctors that I have had the misfortune to come in contact with. The less you respond to negative people, the more peaceful your life will become. Now, time for those corrupt scum from the British government, the RUC PSNI, aka B Specials, to admit what they done to my unarmed father was wrong, with the British government giving them a shoot to kill policy. This British state and that corrupt RUC PSNI Special Branch and aka B Specials allowed Rafferty complete freedom to murder innocent members of the public in the north of Ireland, and assured him that he was given complete amnesty for all his crimes and would never be brought to court to answer for any of his murders. How can a so-called civilised country like England give a Sinn Féin area informer, a mass murderer, a free hand to murder innocent members of the public, and tell him that he is answerable to no one, only his employers in the British government? And those orders came right from the top in the Whitehall. And those orders were carried out in Northern Ireland by that corrupt RUC PSNI Special Branch, who colluded with the British state to harass and abuse and murder many hundreds of innocent Irish citizens whose only crime was to be Irish and living in Ireland under that corrupt British rule. Now, I demand to know why that corrupt British government and that corrupt lawless paramilitary group, calling themselves a police force, I want them to explain to the public in the north of Ireland why they had to employ murderers from Sinn Féin IRA such as Rafferty and also other lawless paramilitaries to murder innocent members of the public, supply them with guns and pay them out of the public purse. And those groups were told, like Rafferty was told, that the British state had passed a law that they would never have to answer for their crimes of murdering innocent members of the public. And it is nice to know that that law still stands. Rafferty, as head of the Nutting Squad of the IRA, whose job was to root out informers and to murder them on the spot, and that included men and women. Rafferty was said to have murdered at least 24 members of his own IRA group. One of them was a 44-year-old married man with a family and a very close friend of Rafferty, yet his body was dumped in Drive, shot in the head in West Belfast. Another member of the IRA murdered by the Nutting Squad was Eamon Collins in 1999. Rafferty was exposed as an informer for the British state, the RUC PSNI and the FRU, that is the Forces Research Unit, a unit of the British Army whose job was to employ informers to murder innocent members of the public. Scappaticci was stood down by the IRA after he was found out to be working for the British state, but was still allowed to live in his own home right in the heart of the Falls Road. I wonder why. Other members of the IRA found out as informers were shot on the spot by the Nutton Squad and Scappaticci. But of course Scappaticci has signed an affidavit about all the crimes that he and the IRA have committed on all those who were involved with him, including the leadership of Sinn Féin IRA, and if anything was to happen to him, his solicitor is to release his affidavit to the press and to the media. Scappaticci left behind after I exposed him in the Sunday World about my father's murder in 2004. Now, the RUC PSNA threatened me that to publish my father's story, not to publish my father's story in the Sunday World, but I ignored them and Scappaticci fled the country. And since then, that corrupt RUC PSNA have went out of their way to abuse, to intimidate and to threaten me because I exposed their jewel in the crown mass murderer, Rafferty Scappaticci. I have tried to get Scappaticci to attend court here in Belfast, but the RUC PSNA and the corrupt court system run by that British government and the legal system and the PPS office and the Attorney General's office all have refused to help me. The Equality Commission and the Human Rights also refused me any help, all to protect that British government and their RUC PSNA informer and mass murderer Rafferty Scappaticci, aka Steak Knife. I have reported my father's murder to the War Crimes Commission and to the European Courts of Human Rights. And I have also named all those corrupt government agencies here who have refused me any help to get justice for my brutally murdered father, Arthur Joseph Rafferty, in 1974 by the British state. And that corrupt RUC PSNA special branch, aka B Specials, and also the leaders of Sinn Féin IRA who knew what Scappaticci was doing and colluded with the British government to murder my pure unarmed father. And if I get no help from the War Crimes Commission or the European Courts of Human Rights, my plan B will be to use the same laws that the British government here and the RUC special branch, B Specials, granted to the Sinn Féin IRA informer and mass murderer Scappaticci to murder my father and many other innocent people. And he will never be brought to court for his crimes. Scappaticci has threatened those who have named him for murdering members of their families that he would be in contact with them. Well, let me tell Scappaticci and his British state and the RUC PSNA and Sinn Féin IRA, if they want to see me, my mobile number is on my site on YouTube. He has murdered my father, and if he wants to try another Arthur Rafferty, bring it on. And not only did that Nutton Squad and Scappaticci murder my unarmed father, they showed no respect for my family. Not content with murdering my innocent father, they tried to discredit his good name by slandering him. But of course, that corrupt Sinn Féin IRA have used that stunt on many other innocent people who they have murdered, just to cover up their crimes. You just have to look at the leadership of Sinn Féin IRA and his family and other members who have raped fellow members in the offices belonging to Sinn Féin IRA and got away with it because the Attorney General at that time was a friend of Sinn Féin IRA. Now, to finish The 5-man gang of Sinn Féin ARA who murdered my father I have given all their names to the War Crimes Commission, and as my father's death was a war crime. My father was shot by a British government agent who was employed by the RUC PSNI and was also a member, a spy for the British Army as an informer. And the 4-man gang with him were all RUC PSNI informers. By the way, all have since passed away. The person who murdered my father, Rafferty, is still alive and living in London, living under military supervision and living the life of a lord, lifted and led by the British government. The British and the corrupt government and the corrupt police force here gave him all the help he needed to start a new life in London. Now, my unarmed father and many others were innocent victims and not to be charged for any crimes. This murder and mass murder was a British agent, also an RUC PSNI informer, also an agent for the FRU, that is the Forces Research Unit of the British Army, and was also an MI5 agent. Now, I demand justice for my father's murder, and if I don't get that, I will be using the same law that corrupt British government, the RUC PSNI and Sinn Féin ARA were granted to murder my father and many other innocent persons like them. Now, anyone who would like a tape of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 077 1592 1137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tape free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell me and wishes me to hear it can call me on my mobile 077 1592 1137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthurrafferty.com, YouTube Arthur Rafferty, YouTube Jackspot 2012. That is a tip about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin ARA led by Rafferty, all police, army informers on the orders of the British government, the RUC, PSNI and the Special Branch. Now that Sinn Féin ARA scum Scapitici carried out their orders on their command. My email is arthurrafferty1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching ASA TV and good morning, and I will see you soon. And remember, if I get no satisfaction from the War Crimes Commission, from the European Courts of Human Rights, I have already tried these corrupt courts here in Belfast and got no satisfaction at all. Well, I will be taking the law into my own hands. I have to sort my father's case one way or the other. I told him I would, and I will. Have a nice day now.